Hello, I'm Alan Richardson. I'm a Certified Advanced Rolfing Practitioner. In 1993 I was in Japan. I got a phone call and it was my Japanese employer. She said, "I've just met someone and you need to talk to him." That person was Mark Caffel. He was a Rolfer. And the reason I got interested in this is because he had completely changed Shigeho's whole mood. She had dropped a knife on her foot and was in a really low way physically and mentally, and on one visit to Mark he turned her around. So I couldn't get to see him, he left, but I did get hold of the book by Ida Rolf called Rolfing, and that one thing led to another, and I made a call to the Rolf Institute in Boulder in 1993 and decided to go to Boulder to see what it was all about. I arrived in Boulder in January 1994, met Rolfers, met the people at the Rolf Institute. I really liked the way it was, I liked the way they were, and I decided to do the first part of the training, which was called Foundations of Bodywork at that time. As a prerequisite to enter the training, I had to take my first Rolfing series, and I did that with a new Rolfer, Pam Rankin, who was operating from the Rolf Institute premises. And it was really quite a profound experience for me. At that point in my life I was quite mentally oriented and interested in the mind, how the mind can shape your reality. But I think looking back there was a missing element, and that was the body. And going through the Rolfing process with Pam really opened things up for me. I saw that I had been suppressing pain in my body. I'd had a really bad rugby tackle when I was 15. I'd fallen off a high wall when I was 19. And really forgotten about these traumas. And the first thing that I noticed when I went through the Rolfing series with Pam was that I started to re-notice these old traumas. I started to feel discomfort in my body. And this was quite surprising, because when you've suppressed something for a long time, it's quite a surprise when you become aware of it again. So the next thing that happened as we went through maybe 4 or 5 sessions, things started to really settle down, we went deeper into the process, is I started to see that discomfort disappear, a new space open up, new freedoms in my body which I haven't felt. This was really quite a surprise. It was a very pleasant surprise, and I became really dedicated to my own improvement physically from that point. And Pam was very skilled, even though she was a new Rolfer. This series was very powerful. And by the end of it, towards the end, I think maybe session 8 or 9, I got up from the table, and it was, I don't know, it was just a very big spacious feeling, like I was taking in much more awareness of my surroundings than before. Really, it's difficult to put this into words, but it was like a perception change that I had. And at this point, I guess I was really determined to become a Rolfer and to be able to offer this kind of extremely rich body sensation, freedom of movement, more flexibility that Pam Rankin was offering me with the Rolfing. So I continued with the training. It's very expensive and I didn't have the money, so I went to Asia, to Taiwan for a year and a half, came back to Brazil to do the second part in Sao Paulo in '96, back to Japan for 2 years, and then finally I went to Brazil in 1998 and took the training in Salvador, in Bahia in Brazil, qualified in '98, came to London to start my practice, and I've been doing it since. I became a Certified Advanced Rolfer in 2007 in Solothurn and Munich, so I was also with the European Rolf Institute. And also before that, in 2003, in order to really broaden my skill set, I became a certified, yes, craniosacral therapist with the College of Craniosacral Therapy in Primrose Hill in London. I'm just introducing myself to you now. What I want to do, in response to many people over the years who don't really know what to expect from a Rolfing session, is produce a series of videos, one for each Rolfing session, just to show you what to expect.